Hey everyone, I'm back for another quick tip video. Um, so anytime you're uh, late in the game, right here we have 10 letters left. I'm down by about 50 points. I'm trying to think to myself, how can I possibly win this game? Um, in fact, I thought that, you know, there can be a crowd full of booing people or, booers. And I thought I had a nice move here, but they don't accept the word booers, which was kind of shocking. Um, Nevertheless, with 10 letters to go, thinking about a swap, you have to be analytical and mathematical in your approach. So I do have the Q. So, anytime you're contemplating an in-game swap this late in the game, you really have to look at the tile bag and see what could you potentially get. So I notice right away there are 2 U's left. So I think it's best for me to keep the Q. My opponent could have 1 or both U's or none at all. We don't know. But we want to swap as many letters as possible to give ourselves a chance to get one of those U's. We have the only 2 remaining O's in this game. And we have one of 3 remaining E's. Of course, we're going to swap the Y, and we're going to be forced to swap the B as well. There's one S, and there's also a Z, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we're going to do an in-game swap and see if this game, which has been brutally defensive and boring, and I've just had no good letters and no good situations in this game, which is just gonna happen sometimes. But maybe I can end this game on a strong note. I do kind of want to keep that R, but there are 3 R's left, and I have to give myself as many chances as possible to get this U. And so that's really going to make the decision on the R very easy. And it just comes down to, do I get rid of the O and the E? And I think because there are no T's left, a word like quoter or quotes or something like that, I think because there's no T left. Now, if I get rid of the Q, I will not get, excuse me, if I get rid of an O, I will not get one back. But I think that's okay, because of the kind of letters that are left and the kind of words that will be available. Of course, I can't think of all the words on the tip, not all the words are on the forefront of my mind. That would be impossible. So I'm probably not thinking of something that, could work in this scenario. But some of the obvious words like quotes, to possibly get that quick 100-point move, that word's not going to be available. A word like quakes, if I were to get the A and the K and the U, that could be available. So I think I will keep the E. Just so many words end in ES. There are 2 E's left in this game. Hopefully I don't get one of those. I don't really need it. I could take one. A word like QUEERS would do the trick. I'm going to get rid of my R. I hope I get a U and an R when I do this swap. I'll take the A and the K as well. There are a lot of combinations that'll work, but we just have to be smart about this and give ourselves the best chance. So let's see if this works. So we're gonna get rid of all that and that and that. Give ourselves 5 chances, and come on, please. Wow. So that does not work. Now for 30 more coins, we could do the supercharge. Should we do it? Why not? I want to win this game, and I'm just embarrassed by how few points I have in this game. So we're definitely gonna get rid of one of these R's. We know we're not gonna get another R. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. 3 more chances at that U. There's only 10 tiles in the bag, and we've already swapped for 5 of them. We're gonna swap for 3 more, and let's hope we get that U. Wow, I didn't get it. In fact, that's interesting because I got the letters back that I swapped the first time. So now that we know that swap, that extra swap, the swap plus plus, if you will, is totally some BS. Wow, I can't believe that. Huh. Okay then. And I was about to post a video about, and I probably still will, about some of the changes that I've seen with Words of Friends, in particular with the clubs, and the fact that they've brought back the daily ads. At least for my account, they have. And I was happy about some of the things I was seeing. But there are still some things I do not like, and this I do not like. I will never do that 30 token purchase again. Why would I do a 30 extra token purchase just to get the tiles back that I originally got rid of? That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so now we know that is totally worthless. We also know I'm probably going to lose this game. We also know my opponent has both views, so we don't want to just kindly give our opponent the cue. So there's still a chance I could win this game, of course, but it is dwindling very quickly. So that's shocking. That really is shocking. Now, I could still get the U after this move, but we have to go in that spot, because if we don't go there, our opponent's going to go there. So, I don't know if we suddenly got some lucky word or not. I'm just trying a bunch of stuff that's probably looks ridiculous, but you have to do that in these games because Bears. Alright, so now let's see what we get. Yes, of course. So we got the Q, we got the U to go with the Q and the Z. Now we are now we're completely out of vowels. Yikes. But we do have a little move here. And the Z, we have the lead as well. We're about to lose the lead probably. We know precisely what our opponent has now, pretty much. They don't have the W, but they will get the W after their next move probably. I mean, they're going to get all these letters. But at this particular moment, they don't have the W. They do have the K. They do have probably the U. And they have A-E-I-I-D, I guess. A-E-I-I-D-K-U is probably their 7 letters. And they're not going to be able to do a whole lot with that. So we'll just see what my opponent does. Maybe we can still win this game. And yeah, so now we know not to do the buy for 30 anymore after you do the swap plus. It's a total. I would have gotten the U. Well, now we know that. I would have had the U, would have had a 100-point move, and I would have won the game. For sure. And I would not have used my O or the Y for that matter. The Y has some usefulness, when you're lacking on vowels. I probably would have done queers, and it would have worked out beautifully. But that's fine. We can still win this game, and and that's another reason why you just kind of throw letters out there, because I backed into a pretty simple word. I just wasn't seeing it, and you're not always going to see the moves that are the strongest. They're not gonna just jump out in your mind every single time. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But you can't let that get you down. Only the very best players in the world, will see and not even they will all the time, but not even, only they will see like some difficult moves like immediately. And once you see these moves, you'll always be better at them going forward. So, I'll post this as a quick tip video. It's now a long video, but nevertheless, hope this was helpful. And thank you for watching. I'll try to add a quick snippet on the end to show if I win the game or not. I think that I do have a good chance of winning just because my opponent has bad letters. Even though I don't have a lot of vowels, I will have a couple extra moves, I think, to get rid of these letters. Now, if there were like 0 letters left, I would be very worried. But because there's 4 left, that's going to give us a little bit of extra time to get rid of these letters. I do have an S. I do already have a quick 25-point move. And Z's are pretty easy to get rid of. I'm pretty sure even if I just scan the board right now, I could probably find a way to get rid of this Z. So seeing the Z does not bother me that much. But that's there. So that's well, that uses the U, so that's not maybe the greatest example, but you know, if you scan the board, and not to mention my opponent might do something to make it easier for me as well. And if my opponent, they have really bad letters, and they're probably not going to use 4 letters, so I'd still have a slight chance at picking up 1 extra vowel after my next move, which is either going to be fuse or Q. I don't know which. There's no I or A hanging out, so I will be exploitative if my opponent were to put an A or an I in a spot useful for my Q or my Z. But yeah, so that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Hey everyone, so just as a quick addition to my primary video, I did win this game, just barely. I feel I got a little lucky, but pretty much what happened is my opponent did UREA, which was kind of shocking. I really did not think they were going to find a way to use 4 letters, which meant I went into the remaining part of the game with just the single vowel, the U that I had. And my first thought was, oh, I'm going to pretty much lose this game. But I used the word radar because I noticed I had a decent little play, and what I found was this. At first I was thinking I could maybe do SUQ right here, but then I realized it wasn't going to be defensive at all, and I had a bigger play, so that got me looking around the board. I used the word radar. It took me a while to find it, even with the word radar on. And then I noticed, I was thinking, is there an E out there? Is there an E out there to do ESQ or do SUK? Is there a U out there for SUK? I wasn't seeing much, and then I noticed, oh, stroll, ESQ, and the Q is on the double letter, which won me the game, just barely. I also noticed that my opponent did not do this, and they probably should have. My opponent could have done jigsaw right here, and I'm pretty sure that would have ended the game immediately. But I think it's because they used their A. Had they held on to their A 1 extra move, they would have won the game with jigsaw, most likely, if they had found it. Because I was thinking about that move for quite a while, and because I had the Q and no vowels, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. And my opponent literally could have gone there back-to-back plays. They could have hit the double word, then hit the triple word. They would have won by a lot. But yeah, it just shows you how quick and easy you can go from winning a game to losing a game. And even if you do everything in your power to win, sometimes you're still going to lose just because of the way everything plays out. But fortunately, I get this win, and You know, any game I struggle to even score 350 is not much of a pleasant game. As I've said in the past, when I do get the blank tiles, I tend to feel very at ease, like I should always win the game if I get the blank tiles. I was curious. We're using the same tile style, but I remember I started this game by doing the word valiant, thinking to myself that one could be valiant, but I did not know. I really wasn't thinking of the plural form. I was like, I don't think you could put an S at the end of that. And then the very next move, my opponent did this, and from that point forward, I was down in the game. And I went against my own rule. I should have just checked the little interior dictionary they have here to see if that was a word or not. So I kind of started the ball rolling in the wrong direction with that move. And my opponent set me up in many spots along the way. I did May. They set me up when they did exit. They kind of wasted their X. And oh, where are these blank tiles exactly? Kind of curious now that the game is over. If I there's one. I don't think, did I do vangs and hedges? I don't know. I don't think so. Because my first move of the game was valiant. Probably, I'm guessing what happened was I swapped because I had bad letters this whole game. I probably swapped, and my opponent's first two moves were vangs and hedges, and then I did valiant. Or that doesn't make sense either, because I wouldn't have. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I did vangs and hedges. Perhaps. Yeah, I probably did vangs and hedges. And then I probably did this because I had bad letters. What I do is, if I can't hit the triple word that way, I'll play defense and go this way to kill the play. So I did that really pointless move right there. And pointless move is a play on, I guess, on words. But yeah, that's kind of how it went. I'm always sometimes even overly defensive at times when my letters are bad. But my win percentage has been very strong, so I seem to be doing something right. But I do lose games, of course, sometimes even many games. But yeah, that's all I got for the analysis for how that game played out, and just trying to always get better at this game, and I still don't know where that second blank tile is. I may have had one, but I definitely did not have both. I never used all my letters in this game, which is rare for me, and it's just bad. I feel like I got lucky to win this game. I found obeyers, of course. Had that swap supercharge worked, I would have had a 100-point move there, but it does not work. It's not even worth it. And then I found that ESQ, which was nice. You have to know all your three-letter combos. There's just seemingly more and more every day. There's so many brand new Z words. I don't even know them all. But anytime you have an S or O or Y or E, there are a lot of little three-letter combos just right there. Like SEZ, I think they take SOZ. There's just a bunch of them. You can pretty much try anything at this point. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, and thank you for watching once again, and hope you like, share, subscribe, and have a great day, everyone.